this is Lisa for Life in Layouts. Thanks again for joining me for another process video. Today I'm going to use my May 28 kit from Elle Studios along with these two extra pieces with the puffy hearts and the Play All Day phrase stickers. They are add-ons to the kits. On April 28th, Elle Studio posted this sketch to their blog, so I thought I'd give my try with that one. So I'm going to be using pictures of more pictures of when I took my little one to the park. And what I really like about Elle Studios is that you're able to document just normal everyday activities that you do as a family or even individual. So I had 8 photos of my little one playing on this play area, and I really wanted to have the 3 photos on the left, and so I eliminated one almost immediately because it was very similar to another one. And then I ended up cutting the 4 on the right page to be very tall and skinny because my little one is the main focus. And there were some other kids in the pictures and things like that I just ended up cutting out. So I think I've mentioned before that I purchased this white cardstock really cheap because the cardstock's actually 12 1/4 by 12. So I always have to cut off that 1/4 of an inch. So my layout still is 12 by 12, even though I cut off that little piece there. So after I get the photos in the order that I want them, I pull out my May kit and I start with the 3x4 cards and I cut them up. I start with this green tone on tone. So it's a lighter green. It has dark green polka dots on it. And then I pull out this card that says Good Times and I cut both of those into 1-inch strips. And the sketch actually calls for like thinner strips, maybe a 1/2 inch or even a 1/4 of an inch. But I like the big fat strips on this one. However, it does not give me any room to add that dark gray border at the top and the bottom, and I'm okay with that. So the next card that I used was this teal and green heart. And that's when I realized that I kind of wanted my layout to focus on those 2 colors. That green, it's like an aquamarine green or aquamarine blue, and then a green. And I thought that those 2 colors looked really well together. So at this point, I didn't have any other cards that I could use from my May 18 kit to work for this layout. So I pulled out some of my previous kits, and that's when I found this yellow card, 3x4 card that I ended up cutting up, and I really liked that pop of yellow in with the green and the blue. So I pulled up a few pieces like that, and then I believe this piece of paper here is from the Sunny's Days collection. I think it was a 6x6, and I used it in another layout. So I just had a little scrap left. So that's what I was talking about in regards to Elle Studios. All of their colors matches. So everything that you purchase from them, you can coordinate with each other, and they all work out so well together. So I ended up cutting that tag with the little heart on it, and then I pulled in some gray because I felt like I needed a neutral color, and I thought the gray looked really well with the yellow and the green and the blue. So I'm still looking through my different pieces, and at this point I think I realized that I'm still a little short on colors. So I did use the Good Times card. I had just a little bit left, and I cut that piece to add as the tag. So I'm using this distressed ink to distress all the edges of the cards because I wanted it to have a cohesive look. And then I'm going to adhere all of them down. So I actually tried to do some math in my head. And what's funny is I was really good in math at school, but it is really difficult to figure out measurements, and it only goes up to 12, so it's not even like a big number. So I fuss around a little bit, and I end up just using my T-square ruler to figure out where the middle of the page is with the photos so that they line up. So as I'm laying these down, let me tell you about these photos. We went to this park. It was, I had just picked up my nephew from the airport. He lives up north with his dad, and this park was about halfway between my house and my mom's house. And that's where she was coming to pick him up. And when we got to this park, it was not your typical park. Like, there was no slides or swings or any of that. It was like this true jungle gym equipment, and the boys had a blast at it. They had so much fun at this park climbing, and it almost reminded me like almost of American Ninja Warrior. There was this one, which you'll see it it's on the right hand side, the first photo on the right hand side. It was like one of those things that you have to hold on and like use your body weight to move yourself across the length of the playground. I tried it. It was not very successful at all. The boys tried it and they weren't really successful either, but they enjoyed me pulling them back and forth on it. So then I pull out these puffy heart stickers, the ones that were the add-ons for this month, as well as these puffy, I think they're hearts and other shapes, or I'm not exactly sure what it was called, but I wanted to use the different color hearts. The sketch shows a line of hearts, but I wanted my hearts to be more wonky, so I used the color scheme of the white, gray, green, and then yellow, and then I start over, but what I end up doing is making them all different sizes. So the next white one that I put down is kind of tiny. So I think that gives it a good balance between the four colors. So then I start working on the right hand side of the page, and I'm going to line up the photos to make sure that they're straight. And that photo that I'm putting adhesive on now, that's the photo that I was talking about. You can see, once I turn it over, you can see that at the very top of the photo, there's that yellow block in the photo, and that's what they had to hang onto and guide themselves across the park. So here's where I was talking about where I pull up and I realize that I don't have enough paper, and I tried to make that teal paper work, but it has stars on it, and everything else that I was using was hearts. So I pulled out the Live, Laugh, Love collection, and I found this heart. It has like hand-drawn hearts on it, and I just love the way those look. And I actually think that the owner of Elle Studios, I think that's actually her like hand drawing the hearts. They're just really cool looking. So I used the hand-drawn hearts on the front, and then on the back of that same paper is it's yellow, and it has like white hearts and then what looks like white splattered paint. So I like how that looks together. So right now I'm just trying to figure out what order they can go in so that the same colors aren't close to each other. And I do have the heart paper as well as paper that has the days of the week, and then some polka dots that have all of the colors as well as some other colors like pink and red in it as well. I think it pulls it all together. So I'm going to use this Stanley stamp, and I think I got this with this kit as well. It was another add-on, and it is a perfect size. I'm actually going to spell out Jackson's name. And I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers stamp platform to add his name to this. And then later on, I'm going to put a sticker underneath it that says soaking up the warm sunshine. So it actually reads Jackson soaking. Oh, it doesn't say is. I should probably add that. I have a little stamp that says is. So Jackson is soaking up the warm sunshine. And that's where I'm adding that sticker. So I think it'll be perfect. I'm going to add a little heart up there at the top next to his name. So I might have to add the word is, because that will definitely bother me. So what I'm trying to do now is to fill in each of the blocks, not all of them, but some of them with different sayings. So this one that I'm adding now to the yellow says, "This is always a good idea." Because playing outside is always a great idea, right? And then this little tab that I end up putting on the yellow sunrise paper says weekend, because it was a weekend that we went on it, that we did this. And then I pull out this wood veneer, and it says enjoying these moments. And I'm going to put that on the green square that says happiness found. So it says happiness found, enjoying these moments. And then I'm just looking for anything else that pops out at me. And I end up using that striped one there. And that one says, "Oh my goodness." Because they were really climbing like at the top of these things. And there were a couple times that I was like, oh my goodness, I hope they don't fall and break something. So let's see what else I'm going to do. I think I add a couple more pieces. Oh, and now I'm looking for a title. That's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to figure out which title to use. And I like, in this adventure puffy stickers, I like this word exploring. But I didn't like the way it looked on that sunbeam photo. Or sunbeam piece of paper. So I pull out my gray puffy stickers, and I went online to find a title, which I usually just type in, like this one I think I typed in playground fun scrapbook titles. And I'm going to use these yellow stickers as well. And it said Little Monkey, and I thought that was very fitting for this layout, because he definitely looks like a little monkey climbing up on all these different playground equipment. So then I'm going to pull out my Elle Studio noteworthy stamp, and I am going to stamp. There is a saying from the stamp that says "so much fun," and I'm going to end up putting that on the polka dot paper. It has like a little white strip at the bottom, and I thought that I could fill that in with a stamp as well. And I don't necessarily always clean my stamps really well. Just kind of wipe them off. I feel like they are made to stamp with. So, yeah, like right there, I just wipe it off and then put it back. I should probably clean it more, but I think I just don't have the time to do that. So now I'm going to put the date in that gray box, and that gray box says documented. So I thought that was perfect for the date. And then I'm just going to add a few more puffy hearts. And in that green box, I added play all day. So it says favorite, and then I added play all day. And then I added a couple puffy hearts to the top. And then I'm going to use these So Awesome puffy stickers to add to the blue one on the far left. And that one says, "You are brave." And finally, I'm going to use this mint green color Shine from Heidi swap to add some splatters to the end of, throughout my page. And I'm just using some packaging, and I use the wax paper so that I don't get it on my mat, and the packaging so I don't get it on my photos. So that is it for this layout. I hope you enjoyed my take on this sketch, and I would love for you guys to give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. As well as I will link below to the sketch so that you can pull it up if you choose to try your hand at this sketch as well. I have the full layout and then some close-ups for you. If you haven't done so already, if you'll hit that subscribe button to get more double page layouts, because that's all I do on this channel. And I hope that everyone has a scrappy day. Thanks for watching.